Yes then YouTube, we are back with another custom tactics video of a formation that is probably the best 4-back formation in the game, and that is of course the 4-3-2-1. But before we get into the tactics, if you want to drop a like on today's video for me, that would mean the world to me. Also, if you can subscribe to my channel, we are well on the way to 30,000 subscribers, so let's smash that target. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the tactic.
For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FC24 coins, check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order.
So you are definitely going to want to use balance on the defensive style. Like I've said, this year, defending isn't as easy as it has been in previous years. It's actually a little bit difficult. A lot of the games that we are playing are very high scoring, so you are going to want to use balance. Press after possession loss, definitely a no-go, but pressure on heavy touch is definitely kind of a viable option. I think it's something that as the year goes on and we understand how to defend a little bit better, I really do think it is something that we could use in the future, but for right now it is definitely balanced. If you just look what it says, a balanced style where your team presses the ball to the middle of the pitch and your team shape is neutral, so it means we're not too YOLO with the press, but we're also not sitting back on our 18-yard box playing part of the burst prime Sean Dyche, Sam Allardyce football. We're kind of in that happy medium G spot, which I really like. The defensive width on the 4-3-2-1 though, YouTube, is 40, so I do go quite narrow with it, and there is method to this madness, okay? So when we have a more narrow defensive width, it just means altogether that, for example, our left back is nice and tight to our left centre back, not leaving any gaps there for our opponent to exploit. Our right back is nice and tight to our right centre back, again not leaving any gaps for our opponent to exploit. And just in general, our whole back four is a lot more narrow and a lot more compact, meaning there's less gaps for our opponent to take advantage of, less gaps for our opponent's players to run into, less gaps for our opponent's players to just pick up some space. So that's why I've gone quite narrow with the 40, and the 4-3-2-1 doesn't defend in a 4-3-2-1 because of what I do with certain player instructions, which you'll see in a minute. So that's why I've gone with the 40 width. The defensive depth, again, there are two options. So option number one is the option that I'm currently using, and that of course is the 71 depth. The reason being, if any of you don't know right now, 71 depth makes your team do the automatic offside trap and the automatic press, so it's very OP, very hard for your opponent to get out, because your team basically just presses completely AI. It's really OP, and because of the automatic offside trap, we're kind of suffocating our opponent as well, just meaning there's less space for our opponent to play into. So all in all, it's very OP. It's something that I've now been using for about a week or so, maybe even a little bit longer. Ever since it started to get prominent, I've been trying it out, and it does work and it is effective. So that's what I'm using. But if you are someone that really does struggle defensively, I would recommend 55 depth. So you're not down to the, well, not even down, but you're not on the preset 50 depth. You do have it a little bit higher. Your defensive line will be a little bit higher than the preset 50, but you're not also completely YOLO with the press, and you're not also prime Sean Dyche, Sam Allardyce, where your parts on your 18-yard box. So 71 depth for me, and anyone that wants to be a little bit aggressive, or if you struggle defensively, 55 on the depth. The offense, of course, yeah, you guessed it, is balanced and direct passing. I'm not going to go into too much detail of that. Yeah, it's just OP and it works, doesn't it? One thing I would say though, if you are someone that is struggling, for example, if you're finding that your players are making runs away from you and you don't like that, because some of you won't like that, you know, some of you won't like it, definitely give balanced and balanced a go. Or wait, it won't let me go up. Or long ball and balance. Long ball and balance was something I used on old gen last year. It was very effective. And it's alright this year. Even on new gen and old gen, it is alright. But at this moment in time, I am absolutely loving the balance and direct passing. The offensive width, I do make it a little bit more narrow, so I do go to 45. The reason being, I really like where my left forward and my right forward are when they're on the 45 width. They're a little bit closer to my striker. All three of my midfielders are kind of closer together to have easier passing options, because I do get the width from one of the fullbacks, which you will see in a minute. So I'm really liking that 45 offensive width. It's really good and really effective. Players in the box, of course, it is going to be 7. The way I look at that is, the more players that we have in the box, YouTube, the more likely we are to score a goal. It really just is that simple. 2 corners and 2 free kicks. Very simple, really. Just stop us getting counter-attacked on. Let's get into the player instructions.
But first, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, duelmasters.io. Want to use the skill moves you're learning to earn real money? Duel Masters is a cutting-edge and secure platform where you can engage in EAFC matches and tournaments to win real cash prizes. Duel Masters has a unique match finder system to quickly find opponents that match your skill level for the fairest game possible. It also has 24/7 support. It's the safest way to wager money on FC24. All you have to do is register at duelmasters.io via the link in the description with the referral code, register, and you also get a welcome bonus of $5. Click on the create game button and create your own match with your desired wager amount, or find an opponent in the match finder table who matches your skill and preferred wager amount and press invite to play. You can also discuss the rules with your opponent before the match. When you're both ready, play the game. Thank you, and let's get back to the video.
So the striker and the right forward are on the same thing. So they are on stay central and getting behind. Now, the reason being is because you'll see what I do with the left forward in a minute. The right forward and the striker, because of how I do my playing instructions, they are basically the two strikers when we don't have the ball. But then when we get the ball, they will, of course, go back into their striker and right forward position. But when we don't have the ball, they will be playing as the two strikers because of them what we have our left forward on. So our left forward is on comeback on... Oh my God. So our left forward is on comeback on defence. He tucks inside to that left midfield of a 4-4-2 when we don't have the ball. And my two strikers, R9 and Pele, will be the two strikers when we don't have the ball. But when we get the ball, the left forward will push straight back up into that left forward position. And we're just very much nicely in that 4-3-2-1 preset. So comeback on defence on the left forward. My striker and my right forward stay central and getting behind. My left centre mid is the centre mid that I use to attack with a little bit more. So because of that, I have that left centre mid on getting to the box for cross and cover centre. So my left centre mid, for example, my Zico here on my pay to win, he will make them runs up towards my striker, my left forward and my right forward, but he won't be right beside him. He'll kind of just get into the box for cross. So when we're running down the byline or we're in a crossing situation, the left centre mid will make that third man run into the box, making it very hard for my opponent to pick him up. So it is very, very OP and very effective. The cover centre, of course, just means he covers the centre of the pitch. The centre mid, I use this as like the CDM really, so he doesn't move from this position at all. So because of that, the CDM is on stay back while attacking and cover centre. Very simple, kind of like the Rodri role for Man City, Fabinho when he was good at Liverpool, Boubacar Kamara, Aston Villa, up the Villa. Kind of them players that just sit in front of the back four, patrol, get the ball off them, and they can play a little bit, but they are predominantly a CDM. The right centre mid is on completely default settings YouTube, so I don't touch a single thing, including cover wing. So remember when I said when we don't have the ball, we defend in a 4-4-2? That is because the left forward, my Ronaldinho, will drop into the left midfield, and my right centre mid here, Jairzinho, will act as kind of like the right midfielder of a 4-4-2 when we don't have the ball. But again, when we get the ball, they will push straight into that central midfield position, making it nice and compact and OP. The right back is then on stay back while attacking. I don't attack with my right back. That is because I attack with my left back. So my left back is the one that is on join the attack and overlap. So my left back will be the one that makes them runs, overlapping, providing us that width down on the left-hand side. It just works, especially with the byline abuse this FIFA at this minute. It just works, so use and abuse it. My goalkeeper, last but not least, is on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there, YouTube, is my brand new and updated 4-3-2-1 custom tactics for you to use this weekend league. If you did enjoy this video, remember to drop it a like for me. And if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.